that's a very, very difficult question to answer. But if I'm going to answer it in just one word, I could just say it was surreal. That's it. Yeah. And the hardest thing is that there is no manual, and you become your teacher. You become the teacher, and you become the student, and you become your best critique as well. The best thing about being a mother is that I think no one knows any individual better than the mother herself, you know. So I think that should answer that question, because you become the first person who actually sees everything about this individual who is your child. But I choose to use the word individual because this is an entity. This is a person with, even though the person is actually a child, but this is a person with rights, and you are exercising your rights being the parent, but also observing that that child who is a person in his own right and has rights too. So trying to put all that together, and still being boss, and not being bossy. That's what being a mother is all about, I think. Yeah. Holding my child and running to hail a cab, that was, I believe, the most memorable. When I say memorable, it was not a pleasant memory, but it it was it was a real memory. You're fighting for life, begging someone to get out of the taxi so that you can take your kid to the hospital. It's bringing all your guards down. It's bringing your pride down, taking your pride away, and just begging. And I learned in China that beggars have pride, through a very real experience. And then when I was back in Singapore, I realized, when I had another challenging situation where I thought my pride was at stake, and I said, how could that be? Because I just learned that beggars have pride. That's when the answer that came to me was, I'm a Sufi, and so I'm not supposed to have pride. I'm supposed to just surrender. And being a mother puts you in a state of fana, where you do not have any pride left. There is no pride. You're a proud mother, and your children are your pride, but you yourself lose all pride. Enjoy your children. Enjoy your children, and let them remain children for as long as they can, and don't hurry them up. Do not hurry their growth. Do not be so anxious in wanting to get them somewhere, trying to keep the spiritual aspect of your children intact, and yet giving them this plethora of secularism to balance their lives. And our faith is so much a part of our lives that there is no dichotomy between the two. It's when there is a dichotomy that it's tough to kind of balance the act, because you're trying to keep the balance between what's going on outside and what's going on in your home. So in other words, if you can translate it into deen and dunya, anyone who is a practicing practitioner, an active practitioner, I should say, of his or her faith, ends up having the ability to have a balancing act in raising an individual, a child, so that he or she is better prepared for the greater world at large.